It's tip-off time. Kylie, is that the women's basketball team?
No, Kelly. Those are former Buffaloes for the alumni game.
Oh, okay. Here's Jackie McFarland. She looks a little upset.
Is it because they're all wearing pink laces?
No, that was for breast cancer awareness.
Oh, Bianca Smith really took control of this game. Look at all those three-pointers.
Wow. Would the men be able to control the Raiders?
I don't know, Kelly, but we'll find out about all that and more coming up on CU Sports Mag.
Hello and welcome to CU Sports Mag. I'm Kelly Samariva, sitting alongside my friend Kaylee Burse. How you doing?
I'm good, actually. It's Kylie Burse, and jumping right into things, basketball coach Jeff Bzdelik announced Friday that sophomore guard Xavier Silas has been released from the team. Silas, who is third in scoring with 9.7 points per game in 23 games, will remain on scholarship for the remainder of the academic year.
Now, Coach Bzdelik has made no other comment as to why Silas was released from the team, but he does wish him the very best in his future endeavors.
Last Saturday, the men's basketball team traveled to Kansas to take on the Jayhawks. The Buffs have not won in Lawrence since February 10th, 1983. CU's Marcus Hall scored a game-high 15 points. Corey Higgins added another 9. Richard Roby missed his first 7 shots, ending his 15-game streak with double digits. KU's Mario Shamler's 13 points led the Jayhawks to a 69-45 victory over the Buffs. Colorado will regroup and prepare to take on Texas Tech in Boulder on Wednesday. Texas Tech was in town on Wednesday night, so we should expect a lot of yelling and chair throwing. Wait a second, that's right. Bobby Knight resigned. Well, at least his son replaced him. And there's his son now, Pat Knight. This is his very first season as head coach. Knutson starts off the game right, laying it right in there. Roby tries to fight off the Raiders' defense, looking for an open. Looks over, finds Jackson Wilson, who makes the shot beautifully. Roby again passes over to Marcus Hall, and it looks like, oh, again he made it. Kelly, there's a lot of lack of support. Where were the Buffs fans this game?
I don't know.
Moving on to Texas Tech forward, Michael Prince, right there, sinks one in on the Buffs. Where was the defense on that one? Down at the other end of the court, the ball is passed to freshman Andrew Zender, who makes possibly the fanciest shot of the night. Would you take a look at that? And Jackson Wilson passes right to Raiders freshman John Robertson. He had 20 points this game. That was one of them, along with Adam Vasquel. Again here, the Raiders take the ball down the court. The Buffs defense, not sure where they were. He passes in. Oh, and out of nowhere comes Corey Higgins. That's what we want to see when we go to a basketball game, Kelly. Down at the other end, Martin Zeno, dances on the court, passes the ball in. Seems to be some more dancing, but out of nowhere, there he comes again, fakes out the Buffs, and goes in and lays the shot. Raiders number 32, Michael Singletary, about to get the ball right here, shoots. Roby blocks it, but gets the rebound. Bzdelik was not looking so happy with the final score of 87-69. As you can see here, 87-69. He said that their defense was very weak that game and was disappointed in the way that they played.
I don't think I've ever had a defensive team play that poorly defensively. Hopefully our players learned a great lesson into how to play the game, because we really haven't played the game right all year. I can't coach effort. I can't, and that's what frustrates the heck out of me. I can't coach it. It's got to be inside a person. You ask the players. Why don't you go in that? You should go in that locker room and ask each and every single one of them why they didn't close out properly.
Here's the Big 12 men's basketball. Kansas right up there with 9-2 in the conference, 24-2 overall. I don't see Boulder up there, sadly.
Where are we? The second half.
There we are, all the way at the bottom with 2-9 in the conference and 10-15 overall.
Well, the women's basketball team played host to Texas last Saturday at the Coors Event Center, hoping to put an end to their 6-game losing streak. All right, Buffs thinking pink during their warm-ups to face off against the Texas Longhorns, a team they haven't beaten in 8 meetings. Now, I'm going to show you some other players on the floor, but the only name you need to remember is Bianca Smith, right there, number 2, in the corner of your screen. Here's Carla Cortijo for the Longhorns, actually an old friends of Bianca's. They went to high school together. But anyway, let's let the Bianca show begin. Baseline 3, nailed it, and now ladies and gentlemen, I assure you this is not a replay. Bam! Nobody puts Bianca in the corner. That's her third right there, but you ain't seen nothing yet. Number 4. She's on her way to a record, and it's only the first half. Here's number 5. The band is rocking. It's halftime. Buffs up 34-29. Go to the second half. Cortijo to Williams puts it up for an 8-0 early run. Cortijo again, she had 12 on the night, completes the miraculous 3-point play. But Punina gets the Buffs back on top with a jumper to make it 40-39. Very next possession, Bianca Smith nails her 6th 3 of the night, gets fouled, and ends up converting for the 4-point play. She was perfect from behind the line. Down and dirty play continues throughout the second half, but Colorado manages to stay afloat thanks to 32 second half rebounds. Here's one of those because nobody's perfect. That's why there's Kaylee Dow. Her only points of the game on the putback. Pressure still on the Buffs. Britney Spears thought she was Bianca there for a minute, but she's denied. On defense, though, she grabbed 12 boards for the second straight game. But the Longhorns one last push. Cortijo, the sweet alley-oop to Bailey, not enough. Here's Putninia again, her 14 points of the game and her 4th double-double of the season. So in case you forgot, let me recap the game for you. Bianca Smith, career-high 26 points, 7 threes. Buffs finally win 67-52. You can see that there. Brittany Raven chipped in 16 for Texas. Let's see what Coach had to say after the game.
To beat Texas, who I think is an incredible program, great players, and a team that pressures you for 40 minutes. And for us to perform as balanced and as efficiently as we did, it feels pretty good. You know, Bianca was weak side, and they took away the middle, they took away this skip pass, Bianca was open. I just think it's hard to identify out of a trapping press who you have to find.
Here's the Big 12's women's standings. Baylor and Kansas tied at the top of the league. Oklahoma and Texas A&M 6-5. Second half of the standings, Colorado trying to improve. With that win, they're now 3-9. Second from the bottom, only to Missouri.
Well, I'm glad to hear that the women's basketball went a lot better than the men's.
I think we all are.
And we're going to toss it over to a special edition of Triple Team with 3 very special ladies.
Take it away.
Welcome to CU Double Team. I'm Caitlin McPherson, sitting alongside Heather Morba and Leslie Fox. And this week we're going to be talking about some of the female athletes. So Heather and Leslie, starting off with soccer, they recently signed some new recruits.
Yes, that's right. They signed 5 new recruits to the team, and these girls are just some really talented players. They're coming from California, Illinois, Colorado even, and they've all had experience playing on the Olympic Development Program. They've all won state championships, whether it be at the club level or with their high school team. We're really looking forward to seeing them grow in the CU program.
They should be really fun to look out for. Now, one of the current members, Nikki Marshall, has become quite an international player right now.
She has. She actually just competed in the women's under-20 U.S. national team in Chile. They played against teams like Norway, Chile, and they actually won, and Nikki Marshall scored her first international goal. Pretty exciting for her.
It is exciting.
Yes.
Now, kind of switching sports a little bit to track, they also have some standout players this season.
Yes, that's right. They've, both their track and their field team doing really well. On the running side, I know Sarah Vaughn has been doing outstanding.
And she is one of the more consistent players. It's always good to have a consistent player on the team. She usually finishes somewhere in the top 10. She actually just finished her personal best time for a mile with 4 minutes and 44 seconds. I don't know about you guys, but that's like a quarter of my fastest time.
I'm with you on that one, Leslie, for sure. And switching over to their field team, China McCall, she's been throwing about 40 feet in the last few meets. She actually got second place in, I believe, at the All Corners meet and at School of Mines. So she's just another player to look out for.
Yeah, they should be really fun to watch for the rest of the season.
Yeah.
Now, the women's basketball team, they finally won a game this weekend.
Yes,
They won at home.
Yes.
They played Texas last Saturday at home, and they won the game, ending a 6-game losing streak.
Yes.
Gotta feel good for them.
Yes, definitely. Bianca Smith, she was on fire that night. She sunk like 7 3-pointers. She's just money from the outside.
Yeah, she had a career-high 26 points, so that was awesome.
Yeah, and the whole team was just shooting well. I think they went 22 for 29 on their free throws. So just the basics like that. Jackie McFarland got a double-double. Just things like that that really helped them, and I think those are like the keys to victory.
Great. Well, now kind of quickly, Leslie, this is your little cup of tea. The women's ski team has been having an amazing season this year.
They have, and it's nothing new. They've always been pretty dominant. There's Lucy Zakova and Maria Grevsgaard, 2 international players. They actually, this year, they tied and broke the all-time CU individual wins record, which was 13, and then Maria actually surpassed Lucy and won 14 individual races this year, which is unbelievable.
Just fielding a very impressive team.
Yes, exactly.
You know, they qualified 5 of their 6 girls for the NCAA tournament.
Right,
So
which unfortunately they can only bring 3, but that shows the depth of the team. And also, unfortunately for the women's team, is they have to score with the men. So, and unfortunately the men aren't doing so hot. So,
Right. Well, I know their season's almost over, but they should be really fun to watch for. Unfortunately, though, we're out of time. So for Double Team, I'm Caitlin McPherson, Heather Morba, and Leslie Fox, and we'll send it back to the desk.
Thanks, ladies. You know, we sure have a lot of estrogen on the show today.
We sure do. But you know what? Aaron Burgess will be here later with his expert weather.
And testosterone.
Oh, that's right.
We'll be right back.
One of the reasons lions roar is to warn threatening bachelor males from other prides to stay away from their young. Here, a lion cub gets a lesson in proper roaring from its father. Teaching this behavior is not just crucial to the pride, but also to the survival of the species. Just a reminder how important it is for fathers to spend time with their children.
Terrell Bishop is angry and taking to the street again tonight to take it back from pushers and gangs and make it safe for his 4-year-old. Whose side are you on? Terrell is a mad dad, family men who work with local authorities to keep their neighborhoods safe. Not everyone has to take to the streets, but everyone can take a step to help kids. Call us. We're fighting for the children. Whose side are you on?
Come on, David. Come on, David. Let's go, David. Come on.
Come on, David. You got the love.
Get as involved in your kids' education as in everything they do, and imagine the success they might find. Stay in touch with the teacher. Visit the school. For more tips, call 1-800-281-1313.
The Colorado men's club hockey team finished the regular season on a high note last weekend. The number 1 Buffaloes beat the number 2 Eastern Washington Eagles on Friday and the Metro State Roadrunners on Saturday. On Friday, the Buffs beat the number 2 Eagles in a thrilling 3-2 victory. Kevin Alpert tipped one in at the 7:28 mark to give the Buffs the lead for good. Friday night was also senior night for Colorado, and the team honored 7 players: Chad Wetzel, Andrew Galucki, and David Ludwig, just to name a few. On Saturday, the Buffs played a lot of freshmen in an attempt to rest up for the national championship, and the Buffs still beat Metro 6-2. Colorado has a little over 3 weeks off until the national championship in Fort Myers, Florida on March 12th through the 15th.
The Spot Bouldering Gym hosted the ABS Regional Bouldering Competition last weekend. Professional climbers from around the world competed in front of a crowd of 600 screaming fans. The best climbing athletes in the world included jet-setting movie star Chris Sharma and defending world bouldering champ Paul Robinson. Competed for fun, their sponsors, and big money in the regional competition. 20 men and 20 women attempted to climb for extremely difficult routes set on the artificial bouldering walls at the Spot. The men's final boulder challenge seemed impossible and provided huge entertainment. The top 3 men were Paul Robinson, Chris Sharma, and Sean McCall. And for the women, Alex Puccio, Alexandra Johnson, and Paige Clausen.
Well, 2 CU freshmen came away with 10th place finishes at the 2008 USA Junior Division Cross Country Championships held in San Diego this past Saturday. Megan Burrell took the spot for the women's race, while Matt Tebow took the 10 spot for the men's. Burrell completed the 6K race in 21 minutes 58 seconds, while Tebow completed the 8K race in 24 minutes 58 seconds. Tebow took 3rd in the same race last year, which earned him a spot on the U.S. roster to compete at the World Championship.
Last weekend, the University of Washington hosted the Husky Track and Field Classic in Seattle. CU's Sarah Vaughn took 10th place and set a personal record in the mile with a time of 4:44.10. Colorado's Bradley Harkrader and Chris Pannone also earned provisional marks, taking 6th and 14th place in the 5,000-meter run. The Buffs also had a strong showing in Golden at the CSM All-Comers Meet at the School of Mines. CNYNA McCall took the second in the women's shot put and 10th in the weight throw. For the men, Chase Dukes placed 3rd in the weight throw and 10th in the shot put event. Patrick Bachman joined Dukes in the men's weight throw, finishing 9th. Overall, it was a very strong Saturday for the track and field in Seattle and Golden. Both teams will be back in action on February 29th for the Big 12 Indoor Track and Field Championships in Lincoln, Nebraska.
Not just a star in the football field, long jumper Hugh Charles is making the long jump to Boston, Massachusetts this Sunday to compete in the USA Indoor Track and Field Championship. He is the only athlete representing CU competing against 16 other men from across the country. Charles needs to be one of the top 3 finishers in order to advance to the World Indoor Championships in Valencia, Spain in March. And that brings us to this week's trivia question. So, how far can Charles, who by the way stands at 5 feet 9 inches tall, actually jump? The answer to this question is coming up later in the show.
I'm definitely excited for that trivia question coming up.
The answer as well. And after this, we're also going to take a look at some gymnastics, so stay tuned.
There's a moose. Where? Over there. Oh, yeah. Look, over there. I see a fish. A fish with 2 stripes.
Spend time with kids anytime, and it helps prevent crime. It's that easy.
You know, we sing for millions of girls. But helping out in schools, that's the real deal, baby.
I know our love can multiply, 'cause you're the X and I'm the Y.
I'm the cute one, you know what I'm saying? So, have you ever been backstage before?
Okay, guys, this is an abacus, an old school calculator. 1, 2, 3, 4.
Like the circle and the square, our geometry is a perfect pair.
Now, why should kids know about gravity?
Well, gravity holds them down.
I once was 1, but now we're 2. I'm spinning out of control.
The women's tennis team had a rough trip through Virginia last weekend. On Saturday, CU visited 16th-ranked William & Mary, where they lost every singles and doubles match of the day. The Buffs were a little more successful on Sunday when they visited Old Dominion. CU won 3 of the 6 singles matches, but Old Dominion was able to win the doubles point, handing the Buffs their 6th loss of the year. The team will be hoping for a little better luck next Friday when they travel to Tucson to face off against the Arizona Wildcats.
Sophomore women's soccer player Nikki Marshall recently traded in her CU uniform for the opportunity to play for the U.S. Under-20 women's national team. Traveling to La Serena, Chile, she competed in the Four Nations tournament, which included the likes of England and Norway. During the tournament, Marshall primarily played defense but was pushed up to offense for the championship game. It was here that she scored her first international goal and recorded an assist, helping to power the U.S. to a 5-1 victory over host Chile. The team left Chile, taking the tournament championship and the Fair Play Award back to the U.S.
Well, it was a blast from the past last Saturday for the women's basketball team. Alumni from as far back as 1978 came to support the Buffaloes in their Think Pink Super Saturday alumni game. Former coach Seal Berry led the white team against the black team and fellow ex-coach Gail Hook. The teams wore pink shoelaces and hairbands and joined over 900 schools nationally in the campaign. The first 500 fans got a free pair of pink Crocs. 2004 graduates Randy Wirt and Tara Bjorklund, second all-time in scoring, were just 2 alumni to lace up their sneaks. Also joining the team were 82 grad and third all-time rebounder Sandy Bean. Second all-time in three-pointers, 2002 grad Mandy Nightingale also hit the hardwood. All-time leader in steals Lori Welch, a 1982 alum, also took to the court. The game ended in a tie, but the Buffs proved that everyone who supports breast cancer awareness is definitely a winner.
That's right. That was really great to see.
It was.
Now it's time for Aaron Burgess to give us his expert advice on the weather this weekend.
We do. I'm going to give you guys a little bit of a snow report. Are you planning on going up skiing at all this weekend?
I was planning on going up to Copper.
Copper Mountain? What day? Well, it depends. We'll talk about it.
Once you give me the report, I'll tell you what day I'm going.
Sounds good. We will have weather reports for Copper and a couple other ski resorts across, not the country, but just the state of Colorado today. I'm looking across Colorado. This is a live shot over the east, the western side of the state. Actually, I'm just kidding. This is just kind of a graphic showing all the ski resorts in Colorado. As you can see, all the Summit County ones you guys know are all clumped together, and we're going to talk about those a little bit later. But what we want to do is talk about what's really making these storms happen. So let's take a look at a national map so we can see there's a stationary front on the eastern side of Colorado, and there's a high pressure area right here over the mountains. Now that's the current conditions. As we move on into tomorrow morning, you're going to see that high pressure changes to a low pressure. The high pressure was bringing a lot of that clear skies, that nice sunny day, 50 degrees. This low pressure is going to bring the opposite. It's going to be pretty chilly. It's going to cloud up the skies a little bit, and that's going to increase the snow for you skiers out there. On Friday night going into Saturday, you will see the high pressure system go away, but that will still bring a lot of precipitation into the mountains. All skiers are looking around 1 to 2 inches on Friday night. The first ski resort we're going to check out is Copper Mountain for their conditions. 23 degrees on Saturday. The morning's going to be partly cloudy skies, little snow in the morning, but that's going to clear up as the day progresses, and it should clear up well into the evening. On Sunday, warmer, 37 degrees, but it is going to be snowing a little bit if that temperature drops a little bit. Again, those are highs at the base of the mountain. The highs will be a little bit cooler if you work your way up to the top. As for Winter Park, Copper one additional will be pretty much reminiscent of all the ski resorts in Summit County. But Winter Park, a little closer to Boulder, 24 degrees, similar conditions. It's going to be a little cloudy in the morning and snowy on Saturday. That should work its way back out, and then they'll expect around 4 to 6 inches overnight going into Sunday. And again, it should be a little bit warmer on Sunday. And finally, if you're planning to stay in town, Eldora, 30 degrees on Saturday, 41. They are looking to get around 7 inches of snow Saturday night going into Sunday. So if you're planning on going to Eldora this weekend, you might be able to see a lot of good snow.
That sounds really great.
What day do you think you're going to go to Copper now, Kelly?
You know, I think I'm going to go on Saturday.
Sounds good. It should be warm. Should be a nice day.
I'm really excited. Thanks for that, Aaron.
You're welcome.
All right, coming up after the break, we have that trivia answer that Kylie has been dying to hear.
That's right, I have. And we also have some gymnastics coming up, so stay tuned.
The National Committee to Prevent Child Abuse has some very simple beliefs. They believe that children have a right to be safe, cared for, nourished, and loved. Simple. They also believe that child abuse can be prevented before it ever occurs. I think they're on to something. To find out more, call the National Committee to Prevent Child Abuse. 1-800-55-NCPCA. Preventing child abuse. What a great idea.
When you buy disposable and overpackaged products for your home, you're really saying, I'm fine with depleting natural resources. Pollute our air and water. Energy? Wasted. People tell you, hey, go for less packaging. Check out reusables. Buy stuff in bulk. Well, you tell them, no thanks. I'd rather throw it all away. Buy smart, waste less, save more.
A mi Juan le cuesta mucho hacer la tarea. ¿Cómo puedo ayudar?
By coming here, you're already helping. Teachers have a lot to learn from parents.
Dice que ya con venir aquí estás ayudando, que los maestros tienen mucho que aprender de ti.
By the way, he's been a little mischievous lately.
Dice que me porto requete bien.
Juan.
Hables inglés o no, debes participar en la educación de tu hijo. Aprende cómo llamando.
Chemistry class led me to a life of crime. I catch murderers, rapists, and thieves with a microscope. Help your daughter become a scientist. Instead of a tea set, get her a chemistry set. Look at the boring job I got from being a science nerd. Expect the best from a girl. That's what you'll get.
Now it is finally time for the answer to our trivia question of the week. First, we'll remind you of our question. How far can long jumper Hugh Charles actually jump? The answer? Charles owns an impressive mark at 25 feet and 3 inches. That's longer than your standard school bus.
This meet is about style.
The Boulder Flyers hosted the USAG Stiletto Invitational Saturday at the North Boulder Rec Center. Future gymnastic Olympians competed for ribbons and medals in the hugely popular event in which personal style counts almost as much as excellent gymnastics form. The meet includes level 4 and 5 gymnasts from around the state and features a criminal-oriented fashion contest. Wow, look at those little guys go.
Women's basketball guard Bianca Smith has had quite a season, and last Saturday was no exception. Smith scored a career high this past weekend with 26 points against Texas, keeping her rank of CU top 3-point shooter. She nailed 3 three-pointers in the final seconds of the first half. Her performance helped CU break their 6-game losing streak, defeating Texas 67-52. Longhorns' continuous pressure throughout the game allowed Smith to find plenty of openings to sink her three-pointers. Smith's solid performance and shooting skills against Texas has made her our Athlete of the Week.
Congratulations to Bianca Smith. Let's take a look at the weekend, Kylie.
That sounds great. The Boulder High basketball team is having one of its best seasons ever. This is also the first year for
the Boulder High School basketball team, we couldn't get that package to run.
Oh, that's right.
The Colorado Athletics this weekend, Friday, the ski team is having a split squad meet in Montana, competing at the Western Regionals at the Bridger Bowl, and the Montana State Invitational in Bohart Ranch. Also on Friday, women's golf team will be in Gainesville, Florida, competing in the University of Florida International.
On Saturday, both the ski team and the golf team will still be competing in Montana and Florida, but don't worry, there will still be some CU action here in Boulder. The women's basketball team will play host to Kansas State here in Boulder at the Coors Event Center starting at 7 p.m. You want to take this one, Kelly?
Sure, I'd like to talk about it. Also on Saturday, the men's basketball team will head to Columbia, Missouri to take on the Missouri Tigers at 6 p.m. And then on Saturday and Sunday, the track and field team will be in Boston competing at the USA Indoor Championships.
Good luck to all of our teams this weekend, and go Buffs.
So, Kylie, do you think you're going to head up to the mountain this weekend or stay around and watch some sports here?
Actually, I am going to head up to the mountains, but not to go skiing. I'm going to go hiking a little bit. Sadly, me on skis is a very dangerous thing for the rest of the people out there.
We wouldn't want to lose such a valuable member of our sports mag team.
Oh, well, thank you. But that's exciting that you get to head up to Copper on Saturday.
I'm really excited, and I wish the best of luck to the CU teams as well. Hopefully the men and women can pull out a victory again.
Sounds good. Well, thanks so much for watching. I'm Kylie Burst with Kelly Samariva. Have a great weekend.
Household energy use produces twice as much pollution as a family car. Or that America emits more than 25% of the world's greenhouse gases. But it's easier now than ever before to reduce energy waste at home and make the air a little cleaner. You might even save some money. Call this toll-free number for simple steps to make your home more energy efficient. It's easy when you know how.
Good job. Congratulations. Proud of you. All right. Ensign Elliott. Who's going to salute him? Guys, who gets to salute him first?
Can you pass the salt, Dad?
Salt is to pepper as gregarious is to...
Oh, no, not more SAT questions.
In ancient Rome, salt was a form of currency. True or false?
False?
True.
Son, can you locate sodium?
Or chloride?
There are tons of ways to help with your kids' learning. Find the really good ones on connectforkids.org.
You have 3.5 grams of salt and a 5-gram slug.